Oh God, yeah, but like I said, it's probably been pretty hard for you guys to avoid the discourse surrounding Hassan's ban from Twitter and also Vosh's ban from Twitter. Sorry, Twitch. My bad. Thank you, Zach. Twitch, not Twitter. They got banned from Twitch, although seemingly just for like a week. Originally, it appeared that it was going to be like permanent. That's what I was under the impression of, at least, or indefinite. But no, it appears that it's only going to be a week, so it's all good. Definitely still some kind of bullshit censorship in my opinion, but it's hard to feel too bad for Hasan. As he says here, day 3 of libtard media censorship. I am losing it. I don't have anything to do. So much empty space. I miss chat. I'm never going to yell at chat. I've been playing Disco Elysium on my Switch. It keeps crashing. LOL. So that's definitely funny, and it does just have to be said, guys, that like you can't cry about the libtard media censorship when you yourself advocate for censorship. And no, that doesn't justify his ban. I don't think he should have been banned. I'm a principled person. But it still deserves to be pointed out that this motherfucker has not shed a tear when other people have been banned for saying other, things. And some of the things were more problematic than what he said, sure. But still, I think that we should, as a principle, defend freedom of speech unless it's truly harassment, truly a threat of violence or provable libel, slander, etc. But yeah, I get why it rubbed people the wrong way. This guy's whining about his, censorship and all that stuff when he's in the past shed not a single tear over other people's being censored. But that's kind of besides the point. I just wanted to remind everyone of what exactly the context is. Anyway, David Pakman actually weighed in on this because Cenk Uygur put out this tweet and says, LOL, Twitter's reminding me some conversations can get heavy. I love how they put these like fucking trigger warnings every time there's like a swear word. It's so pathetic. Anyway, Cenk says, so Vosh and Hasan are suspended from Twitch for using the word cracker because it's apparently derogatory. Is it? How many people have been adversely affected because people thought they were a cracker? 0. Does anyone even know what the stereotype for that is? And in my opinion, that's a pretty sensible take, right? Obviously, I disagree with Cenk Uygur on probably a shit like most things. We go after him all the time here at the Vanguard, but I can't disagree with this, right? It's true. Not many people, if any, have been adversely affected by being called cracker. It's kind of like saying like piss and fuck are both swear words, so they're equal, right? Like, no, obviously piss is a little bit less derogatory, less offensive to the general public than the word fuck. Technically, they're both swear words, but there's still like levels of severity there. I think that's kind of what's going on here. Like, yes, technically cracker is a racial slur, just like the N-word is, but it's like way down here versus where the N-word is like way up here as far as like severity and harmfulness goes in general, like problematicness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and really, I mean, I kind of think that he's just echoing the point that I made on the podcast yesterday, which is about racism and structural inequality and are all about power, right? That's what he's talking about, right? So people were subjected to abject fucking terror. They were dehumanized. They were possessed as property. They were degraded systematically in every way possible, right? That is the weight of the term, the N-word, right? That's why people don't say it, because it's like, who the fuck wants to be associated with that kind of actual lived historical complete villainy? Okay, great. Now, what does the word cracker mean? Oh, that was the guys that were doing all of that bullshit. See how it's kind of hard to be upset about that? Like, oh, your ancestors were the ones that were enslaving, dehumanizing, perpetually, like raping, abusing in every conceivable fucking way, guys. Every conceivable way. George Washington's teeth was made out of, or his dentures were made out of teeth from slaves. Gavin told me that the other day. Blew my fucking mind, guys. Like, we can't even comprehend the horrors that these people were subjected to. And then you want to tell me that the fucking slur for the individuals that were perpetuating this, massive injustice is just as offensive? And no, it's not. And I get it. I didn't fucking, enslave any Africans either, right? That my ancestors probably fucking did. Right? And why should we all be punished? We're not saying anybody should be punished. We're just saying, like, hey, there's a difference in those fucking things. And if you're pretending there's not, you're not being honest. You're having an unhonest, I want to be the center of attention. Why isn't this about me kind of thing, instead of actually being objective and being like, okay, Like, this is the actual historical context. One of these terms carries massive, indescribable weight with it, and one of them is just like a fucking who cares.
Anyway, to get back to this Cenk versus David Pakman beef on Twitter, just to remind everyone that maybe just tuned in, Cenk tweeted out, so Vosh and Hasan are suspended from Twitch for using the word cracker because it's apparently derogatory. Is it? How many people have been adversely affected because people thought they were a cracker? 0. Does anyone even know what the stereotype for that is? And then David Pakman, one of the more milquetoast, bland, just kind of, every single video on his channel is about January 6th and Donald Trump fear mongering. Like, he's one of those channels. Anyway, he responds, to be clear, I'm not defending the bans, but the terms of service stuff is shit. But it's simply not surprising given the nature of the term. And then, God, I can't find the other response. I need to find the other response because he had another one that was even. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull this up. He then responds, yeah, but Cenk, it's a derogatory race-based term that refers to white people. Without question, it's not loaded historically with slavery or oppression like the N-word, but this is also a terrible hill to die on. Defending its use is not something progressives should do. And yeah, it's like, okay, I mean, I guess defending the use of the word bitch is also not something progressives should use or should do, or any swear word, but it's also like, who gives a shit? Like, yeah, I'm not saying that like the number one progressive cause should be like defending people's right to use the word cracker. But I do think defending free speech is a cause that progressives, should fight for, is a hill that we should die on. And yeah, the defense of free speech includes more, uncomfortable words that might hurt some people's feelings. And if that includes cracker, then so be it. Yeah, I'm going to defend people's right to use whatever words they want. I believe that especially in a comedic context, it's not even remotely the same as using an actual racial slur. Again, like I said, if Hasan was like dogpiling some other creator and calling him a cracker and sending his, fans and people to go use that word to debase some other streamer, then yeah, maybe I would understand, but that's not the context at all. So yeah, again, it's not like defending its use is something that all progressives need to, rally together to do, whatever. But free speech is absolutely not a terrible hill to die on. And I do think it's worth defending people that get banned for something dumb like this.
I mean, yeah, look, it's hard to take David Pakman's response to anything seriously. I just consider him basically MSNBC on YouTube. I mean, that's his entire politics at this point, right? Like, he's hawking cryptocurrency. He's getting really big behind that shit. Like, he loves to tweet about Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. And he also, I believe, has been like one of the shittiest people on Assange, period. Like, he was definitely pushing that like Assange collaborated with Russia. I doubt he said anything. He might even have straight up said that Assange belongs in jail, for all I fucking know. I don't want to quote that to him because, again, I don't have it in front of me, but I know for a fact he pushed the links between Julian Assange and Russiagate really hard. He pushed Russiagate in general really hard. It's actually funny. I was watching the Billy Wilder movie Ace in the Hole yesterday, and it's just a fat critique of media and how like bad news sells more than good news. And that's what his whole fucking channel represents now. It's all about the January 6th commission. It's all about Donald Trump still. It's not about how the Democrats are ineffectual little chumps who have power right now and aren't using it, aren't canceling student debt, aren't fucking, decriminalizing or legalizing marijuana, removing it from the Schedule 1 substance list, that they're not doing any meaningful pressure on Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema to get BBB, all these kinds of stuff. He gave the exact kind of response that I would imagine to come from like a diet MSNBCer on YouTube, somebody who just wants to be like slightly more edgy than the Democratic Party and say things like AOC is good, we need this and that. But as that part of the progressive movement fades, you'll see him just become another indistinguishable neo-progressive, but really, honestly, just more like a straight up liberal.
Yeah, straight up. And the whole like MSNBC Light term is definitely a little bit overused at this point. Like, sometimes people call us that, which is ridiculous. But it's seriously true. David Pakman's channel is MSNBC Light on YouTube. Let's look at this. Just his most recent videos. Mitch McConnell might throw Trumpists in the trash. It's time for Ivanka's January 6th text to be released. First hint at criminal charges. Total chaos over riot texts. Kyle Rittenhouse glorified as hero. Tucker Carlson. Total chaos on Fox News as hosts turn against each other. Scam. Dinner with Trump doesn't include dinner at all.
Republican hints at criminal charges for Trump.
Look at this. He had Michael fucking Cohen on. That's literally an MSNBC move right there. They have Michael Cohen on as if he's a serious person now because he turned on Trump. Like, this is straight up bullshit. This is not serious at all. Again, never actually criticizing the Democratic Party, who's currently in power, and who are actively recreating the conditions which led to Trump in the first place. They're in the process right now of reopening that door, and they're going to let Trump slip right back in come 2024 because they're doing absolutely nothing. They're, not remotely embracing populist policies that would actually get the country to rally behind the Democrats, and therefore they're going to deservedly lose because people aren't going to waste time out of their goddamn day to go vote for a party that's not doing dick for them, that's not helping them or improving their lives in any meaningful material way. So yeah, I think it's crazy. And again, just to get back to the substance of this tweet one more time, again, I think Hasan is pretty goddamn hypocritical for whining about how he's being censored when he himself has advocated for the censorship of other commentators that are more edgy than he is, more radical than he is. So, no hard feelings on behalf of Hasan, or no, I'm not shedding a tear over Hasan. But that being said, I do think that as Jamie Peck actually mentioned, David Pakman is a total fucking weenie, and this tweet just absolutely proves it. Defending it is not something progressives do. This is a terrible hill to die on. Since when is defending people's free speech to express themselves on their platform a terrible hill to die on? Even if it's someone like Hasan, who I mostly disagree with and find pretty insufferable myself.
Yeah, and look, and he's not even worthy of a lot of fucking support for the fact that he's been censored, quote unquote, because he's not even going to fight for his own right to fucking speak freely, right? He's going to immediately zip his fucking trap. And he wanted to front all cool like, oh, Twitch, you think you can fire my mods? Fuck you, you crackers, cracker. Oh, you want to take away my $50,000 a week? Oh, but don't worry, guys. I'm actually a communist. So when they start trying to actually crack down on things, I'm definitely going to walk away from all of my money. But just right now, I'm going to continue to kiss the boot and lick it all. I want it bad because I won't even take a financial hit that's paltry as shit and switch to YouTube after Twitch fucks me because that's not worth it. I'm just going to lie down dead and bitch about the libtard media and then also go back to campaigning for people I don't agree with, who I think are more problematic than myself, to be cracked down on as well. So anyway, whatever. One last comment on David Pakman's channel. How much free media do you think that he's given Trump since the motherfucker left office and Joe Biden was inaugurated? Did we not learn fucking anything about this man was literally built his entire fucking political career off free media presence? But anyway, I did want to get to the super chat from... Oh, yeah.
I said one note to add on that. You're absolutely right. And I see this happening with Ron DeSantis, too. Not only the free media is what really helped Trump out and is helping DeSantis out, but specifically the mass triggering of the libs. That's exactly what these people are trying to do. And it's like fucking opium for their base. It's exactly what they do. And liberals like David Pakman fall into the trap 10 out of 10 times.